Hey, Scott.
Hey, Steven.
How you doing?
I'm good, thanks. And you?
I'm doing really well, thank you.
Glad to hear that.
And what's this video for? What are we talking about?
We're going to talk about Sitefinity Standard Edition and the fact that it has been discontinued.
So what happened to Standard Edition?
Good question. Sitefinity switched their license model. They used to have 4 different flavors of Sitefinity.
Yep.
And as you sort of bought a bigger flavor, a bigger package, a different edition, you got more functionality. And so Sitefinity Standard Edition was the entry-level version, and then you had to get a collection of functionality that would move you up to professional and so on and so forth. So they've done away with those packages, and you now just buy Sitefinity. And if you want to get any enhancements, it's more of an a la carte model, which I actually like better, because then you're not paying for features and functionality that you're not going to use.
Yeah.
You just get the functionality that you do need, because you're getting that specific functionality unlocked by different changes in the license that you purchase.
But I guess the question is, what are those key differences when you see this type of
Sure.
All software does this. So when you see the differences, maybe you can just kind of clarify what you get.
The new license is called Sitefinity DX, and then you add your modules and your enhancements on top of that. And so if you were to buy just the entry-level version of Sitefinity DX, I guess the question is, how is that different from Standard Edition?
Yes.
Okay. So it is more robust. You do get more functionality out of the box. Primarily, there's not Sitefinity Standard Edition had a very small user limit. You could have 2 people logged in at once. So that's no longer the case. You can have many more. I'm pretty sure it's 10 people can be logged in without needing, and then you can just buy more user licenses. So that is one of the main differences. Also, Sitefinity DX comes with a certain capacity within Sitefinity Insight.
Yes.
And that's a big deal.
That is a big deal.
That's where you're getting a lot of the content ROI, visibility, the analytics, and the understanding of the power of your digital experience. That's a whole other video, but Sitefinity Insight is a companion product that really helps you unlock the understanding of the impact that your digital experience is having. It's an analytics platform, and it's more than that, but that's a good way of explaining it.
I like to break it down. It could be used as a light CDP.
Mm-hmm. Yes. There's other things that are included in Sitefinity DX that weren't there in Standard Edition. There's a big, long feature comparison table. We'll link to it here. But you can start to get into some of these other add-ons, connecting to your CRM, that kind of thing, getting more auxiliary systems that connect with Sitefinity, different search engines, search platforms, that kind of thing. There is still an enterprise version of Sitefinity that you can get, which includes some really powerful stuff like translation management, audit history, audit logs, that kind of thing. And you can get a lot more of high fidelity personalization. But now we're getting into sort of the enterprise edition. With Sitefinity DX, though, you get a lot of power in your system, and you can do a lot more with it than you could with Sitefinity Standard Edition.
So anybody who has that Standard Edition who will now have to move to DX, what do they have to know? Like, what do you have to do to kind of switch the license? Is there anything else?
So yes, we need to switch the license for you, or you need to get your license switched by Sitefinity.
Is that hard?
It's not. There's a cost difference between the 2 different license models. So once you get a quote based on the functionality that you're using, it's really just as simple as renewing at the DX edition and not Standard Edition, and it's a license key change. So you don't need a developer, you don't need to migrate, you don't need to ship, you don't need to reinstall, you don't need anything. This is a license change. This is a license key change. It unlocks certain functionality, more access into the system, and it is simply a license key change.
Sounds like
we highly encourage that if you're going to get the best value out of Sitefinity DX, that we have a conversation about how to leverage that functionality.
Yes.
In particular, Sitefinity Insight and some of the other more powerful features that come along with Sitefinity DX. Let's talk about your roadmap of how to get to .NET Core, things like that. But Sitefinity Standard Edition has been discontinued. You can no longer renew your license if that is the case. I should say, if you don't renew your license, it's not like your site is going to stop working, but you'll be out of support. You'll no longer have access to upgrade or to any technical support from Progress.
Correct.
So let us know if you need to plan your migration strategy and move beyond Sitefinity Standard Edition.
Looking forward to those conversations.
Thanks, everybody.
Take care.